Right, hello. Now before I start the video, can I just say this video is based around Manchester United. If you're not a Manchester United fan, I suggest you don't watch it. So, but if you enjoy listening to other people on my channel, do of course enjoy listening to it. Right, sound quality might not be that good as I'm doing this over a call on Skype at the same time. So I will be back in 2 seconds. Welcome to the video, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to something a bit new today. I'm joined here by a guy who lives Manchester, is it?
Well, Stockport, so it's fairly close.
Stockport, well, pretty much there. I'm joined by a friend on Skype who's a fellow Manchester United fan and has been for a bit longer than me. Since I only started watching football in 2012. But I do watch some of the old Manchester United games at the same time as well. Right. If you're not a Man United fan, then of course listen to what it said at the beginning. I'm joined by a friend, United fan, also got a YouTube channel. Can't remember what his YouTube channel is, but I'll explain that in a bit. I'm joined by Danny, who's from Stockport today.
Hello?
I thought you weren't going to speak for a second there. Right, sorry, ladies, apologies. Right.
I didn't know that was my cue.
Right, okay, right, hold on, right. We try. Yes, that works fine. What an entrance, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to take 2. Apologies about the first try. I thought I was supposed to explain things to my guest. Unfortunately, I didn't, so a bit of a mistake there. Right, welcome to the Manchester United talk. And what's happening here? See, Mourinho disagreement. Oh, Jesus, here we go again. Right, I am joined. This is basically a chat show, and of course, I've got a friend on Skype already. It's a friend of mine who's a YouTuber. I'll find out what his channel is in a bit. I'll let you know about that. So, if you're not a Man United fan, then of course, obviously it's not mainly based around yous. But if you like Manchester United or you like talking chats, put a like on the video, and of course subscribe to the channel I'll mention in a bit. Right, I'm joined by Danny from Stockport.
Hello.
Hello. And basically today we're going to be talking about and putting a lot of arguments and types crap and stuff in it. Basically talking about Manchester United and transfers and sorts of stuff. And of course we watch a lot of the Manchester United the channels on YouTube that are basically around Manchester United, like the United Stand, United Lads, Football Fever Game, and talks about Manchester United as well. I do a lot of times as well. So I'm wearing the United shirt. Yeah, the first try wasn't very good, but here's the second try, and off we go. So what were we talking about before we start?
You were talking about the lack of strikers.
Lack of strikers, yes. For me, I'm a big Man United fan, of course. I mean, I've been supporting them for like 4 years at least. Of course, Danny supported United much longer than me. He's much older than me as well, but I'm probably not as old. Probably not that much older. Probably about, what, 19, 20?
I'm 24.
Oh, you're well and truly older. Don't worry, he's not what you think. Because I'm not going to mention it. A lot of people always say it, but you know. But yes, the music I did for the entrance, accepted by Trap City, of course. So yes. Right, let's get on with it. Yeah, I think Manchester United are lacking in strikers at the minute. Because I mean, we got what? Lukaku. We got Marcus Rashford. There are two main strikers, but apparently we've got Zlatan back. But I mean, before we even knew what was going to happen with Zlatan, I knew as soon as the season got to like the second game when we beat Swansea 4-0, I'm thinking, how come we don't have a third striker? I think if we'd made some more effort in the transfer window, I mean, we're going to have to make more effort in the transfer window of January, which is when Daz's transfer show returns. I was thinking, yeah, well, we're doing okay, but the problem is with us, we don't have enough strikers. I don't feel we need another striker, just to keep clear of any injuries and stuff. Because you never know. Because before Zlatan came, Rashford could have got injured, and then Lukaku coming on, or the other way around, and then of course if the person who's injured is out of the game for the next time, and of course if the substitute gets injured in the next game, we don't have another attacker to to like cover for them.
Well, Matty Alcon plays a striker as well, yes, but I think there is other positions that are more important. Like, we do need more width as an out-and-out winger, and maybe a backup fullback, because those fullbacks bombing forward and stuff, Linden particularly isn't capable. He's too slow, but Valencia's getting on a bit. Like, don't get me wrong, quality right back, but
and do you think
he is aging? So I think those positions we need more.
And there was something else I was going to mention about transfer-wise. I know our defence and our midfield is rather decent, but Antonio Valencia, I feel, has been lacking in quality for the last like one or two games this season. Do you think we need maybe another right back? I mean, I think didn't we sell Matteo Darmian, or we still got him?
No, we've still got Darmian. I'm pretty sure. Like, he's more defensive. He doesn't want to do the attacking sort of work. He's only going to be playing in those defensive sort of minded games. I do feel that we needed, someone that's like a younger right back to come in for when Valencia's getting tired, because last season he was getting quite tired. I think Aurier would have been great for that role, but he probably would have start straight away.
But then of course Liverpool. I think Arsenal or Liverpool got Sergio Aurier, which really annoyed me.
Spurs did.
Spurs, yes. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I knew it was one of the three big teams. Shows how much I know a lot about transfers, but I normally use BBC Sports.
Arsenal was struggling with right back, still playing Bellerin at left back, and
who is awful in any way.
Right back, and now Oxlade Chamberlain got Liverpool.
Yeah, I think that's another type of thing that we need. Since we've sold Rooney, although Paul Pogba and Matic could both play as, like centre attacking midfielders, depending what formation Jose plays, that's Claudia Lemonade, I can go in a bit. Depending what,
Personally, I think we've got quite a few attacking midfielders. Like, we've got Pereira, who Mourinho still likes, who signed another contract but who's gone out on loan. Mkhitaryan's more of a centre attacking midfielder than he is a winger. Mata's more of a centre attacking midfielder. Lingard wants to be a centre attacking midfielder.
The thing is though, would Lingard?
So we have quite a lot of centre attacking midfielders. The width is our main issue, which Mourinho wanted to address, but couldn't sort of get that fourth player for that.
I was just going to say, would Jesse Lingard be probably the right quality for a centre attacking midfielder? I mean, he's scored pretty much every time he's been at Wembley. He scored in the FA Cup final, not last season, the year before, Crystal Palace. He scored in the League Cup final. He seems to like playing at Wembley because he seems to score more goals than he does at Old Trafford. So would he be? So would he be the right type of quality player to be able to play in a position that Wayne Rooney did?
He's not got the qualities, don't get me wrong. If he wasn't English, he wouldn't be playing for United. Like, Pereira is a much better player than Lingard is and stuff, but we need that English quota. Jesse Lingard does something that Mourinho loves, is that he'll work hard. He works his socks off. Rashford's the same. He loves players like Fellaini, works his socks off. He might not be most talented, but Mourinho loves players that try hard. Martial looks like he's quite content and so calm-faced that Mourinho can't work him out.
Yeah.
That's why you sort of got. That's why you loved Mkhitaryan after a while, because Mkhitaryan worked hard to fight his way into that team last season.
Yeah. Something else I was going to say about that. I forgot what I was going to say now when he. Oh, got a message. YouTube notifications, JMX. All these flaming FIFA 18 bloody rating type things, I get enough of them. Yeah, interesting point you made there. Oh, I don't know how I can answer to that.
I think the problem is the funds. I do think.
Yeah, the funds are a problem because we couldn't afford to get the money for Ronaldo and stuff. I mean, I'm surprised PSG managed to afford for Neymar.
We can afford to as a club, but our owners don't want to sort of offer that sort of money out. He's content with challenging at minimum. Fergie was the same. They didn't want to give him the money, but Fergie was great at finding talent that he didn't have to spend.
I mean, like, yeah, Robin van Persie, for example, he was quite a decent player. Bear in mind, I think he seemed to have scored more at Arsenal than he did at Man United. But I think, yeah, he did. But I think, right, I'm going to talk into Wayne Rooney types now. But I think, since Wayne Rooney left Manchester United, United have played much better without him. Because last season, he scored 5 goals at the least. He didn't score that many goals last season for centre attacking midfielder. And I feel like
he didn't play that much. He was on the decline where we weren't playing him much last season, and he knew deep down. So I think in the dressing room was probably slightly affected with that.
Yeah.
Whereas now the dressing room is a lot more together. They're a lot more happy. Even the players that aren't getting on the bench, aren't getting in the first team squad, are fighting more, and they're still happy. Herrera, he's got nothing but praise for the team and for the club and stuff at the minute, and he's struggling to get on. He was probably United's best player last season.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Yeah. You mentioned
poor attitude off the pitch.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. You mentioned Lingard. You mentioned Lingard. If he wasn't English, he wouldn't be playing for Manchester United. Yeah. Interesting. But interestingly, hardly any of the players are English in Man United squad.
Well, we've got a few. We've got obviously Luke Shaw, Smalling, Jones.
Who always gets injured. Luke Shaw always gets injured. So
yeah. Well, this is like his last chance for him. That's why we were getting with Danny Rose quite a lot, which I don't quite agree with. But
Danny Rose, yeah, he plays for Tottenham, doesn't he?
Yeah, there is an English quota that you have to have a certain amount. That's why City keep panicking and buying players like Fabian Delph, Patrick Roberts, and then don't play him. Stuff like that. So teams.
Do you know? I think it's so
Chamberlain was quite wanted because he's English and obviously he works hard. That's why Chelsea and Liverpool wanted him because it helps with their English quota, and then obviously they can still get a load of foreign players.
Yeah, totally agree. But yeah, but I just feel it. I just feel it. With teams who buy a lot of people in the transfer windows, it's a bit balmy. I don't know why they even bother when they never played them after they've bought them for how much. It's a lot of teams that do that. They always think, oh yeah, we'll have more talent from buying them, and then they don't play them.
Depth, innit? A lot of it's depth. Like City, for example, they've spent a lot on fullbacks. They bought 3 fullbacks because they want competition, they want depth, they want players to challenge more. But it's the way it's inflated. The transfer market's inflated. You have to pay the premium for these sort of players, especially with that Premier League money. It's hard to find these sort of bargains and stuff. But it's the competition. You might buy a player and they've not gelled straight away into the team, which Mkhitaryan didn't, so he got dropped for it, and you have to fight them to warrant your place. If you're not fighting hard enough in training, some teams won't start you. Never mind how much it costs to get you and how much you're on a week. If you're not looking like you're trying hard, you don't want to play for the club, then some managers won't play you. They'll play someone that does seem to give more passion and trying hard to fit in the team more.
Yeah. Oh, I also forgot to mention, guys, this is Danny's debut on my channel. I forgot to mention that. First time he's been on. Hopefully not the last time he's on. You're giggling.
Well, we know how bad the schedules can be.
Well, you never know. There could be schedules. I could actually have you for one of the match previews Saturday. I'll explain to you after. No battery. Yeah. So yeah, I agree with that. Another good point for Man United fans. Get commenting in the comments below if you're a United fan. Obviously, Danny knows a lot more football than I do, which is quite obvious at the moment. But yeah, Mkhitaryan, he's doing didn't do too bad for United last season. Of course, the best goal he scored for United was that the heel flick goal against Sunderland.
Oh, he was offside that game, but yeah.
I don't care. I don't care. Any goal that gets given counts. Unless it's offside.
But you can just give him a break on that. It's a new season. It was a new league for him, obviously.
Yeah, because he's played in
straight away in the new league. This season is where you should get the best out of Mkhitaryan. He's had one season. He should be used to the league a bit more now, and this is where we can see a lot more from him. Mourinho knows more about him, so this is your second season is when you start knowing your players a bit more and trusting them more, and they trust the league more and the system more. So you could always give them a bit of a defence on the first season if they're not playing the best, but the second, third season is where you start putting.
Yeah, you start getting a bit bit funny on the players if they don't start performing well. I mean,
if they're not performing, then that's when you start getting on them a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, well, totally correct about. You're totally right with that. It's hard. It's hard for a player when he comes from an entire different league, which the Bundesliga for Mkhitaryan was a difficult league, mainly because Bayern Munich always won the league, and plus, of course, last season he had all these. Well, I mean, Dortmund and Mkhitaryan last season. Not last season. When he played for Dortmund, he had he had a lot of stuff to deal with. Bayern Munich for starters, but Wolfsburg as well. All the other good teams like Bayern Munich and all them. Well,
don't forget he wasn't great when he first started for Dortmund as well. He struggled to get into that because obviously when they signed him from Shakhtar Donetsk. Obviously, because they saw the potential there, and obviously he's improving. It takes a bit for him to get used to the league, but not every player can start off great. Ronaldo was terrible that first season at United. He just got better and better. So players can't do it straight away.
Yeah, well, you see though, people say, when you first see these new players coming in, and fans are like, Oh, I've seen him. He's not a bad player, but he probably won't do well for United. Not always the case, would you believe? Because yes, Ronaldo didn't do that well in the first season for United, like Mkhitaryan, and of course it's Lukaku's first season for Man United, and he's already scored bloody 3 in 3 games. So he's on a good
run. The difference between Lukaku and Mkhitaryan is Lukaku's played in the Premier League for several years prior, so he knows the Premier League anyway. Yeah, he's moving to a bigger team, but he still knows the Premier League, so he still has that advantage over Mkhitaryan in that sort of sense. Same with Lindelof now, he doesn't know the Premier League, so this is why he can't get games straight away. He looks a bit shaky. He's moved to a bit like bigger team than Benfica. It'll take time.
Yeah, it's like me when I decided. Well, it's like playing FIFA or PES on Xbox, and it's your first time. I know I'm talking about video games here, but it can be the same as real football as well. It takes time to get used to the game, or to get used to the stamina of what or the tactics that the manager uses for the teams. A lot of the times, now I don't agree with this, but when you sign players, and of course if the players don't do well, it's always the managers to get the fault for it. I don't agree with that. I seriously don't, because I mean when Chelsea didn't play well, that was the players' fault, not Jose Mourinho's, and he got sacked. So here's another argument to start again. I don't agree that it's always the manager's fault for teams not playing well.
Managers' choice of playing these players in these positions and playing that team for that game, and it's like when a team plays well, it's the players that played well. But if a team plays bad, it's always the manager's fault. It's always been the case. Like the players don't seem to get like it's always, if it's one or two players that have played bad, it's still the manager's fault. Maybe he wasn't right for that game. And if the manager then takes him off and then brings on a super sub or something and he scores, everyone praises the manager for that brave decision of changing it about. So it's all about the manager's tactics and stuff. And the fact is that the manager has brought this player to the club in the first place.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Because we were talking the other day about the difference between Jose Mourinho and Pep Guardiola. Both have been managing professional teams. Pep Guardiola's managed Barcelona, managed Bayern Munich, Manchester City now, and Jose Mourinho's managed tons of teams. Yes, he managed Porto. They didn't do very well in the league when he was manager, and yet they won the league. They won the Champions League, didn't they? So, and I'm thinking that was after United won it, or was that the season before? But 2000 and something. It was in the 2000 decades. And of course, when Jose Mourinho was a manager of Man United, he used to love playing at Old Trafford because a lot of times he got lucky, and obviously the teams he was managing played well at Old Trafford, apart from Chelsea.
Every team always loves playing against United, though. It's like a cup final for a lot of teams playing against United. Like last season, Burnley, Stoke. For them, it's like these keepers, especially. It's like a cup final for them.
Yeah.
They always seem to raise the game against teams like United.
I mean, I've been to Old Trafford. And the Etihad, but have you been to the Etihad?
We don't have to talk about the atmosphere again.
I don't think we will, Leon. Just the atmosphere with the Etihad's bad. All you hear is them singing as soon as a score. They don't sing or do anything.
Well, it's nicknamed the empty had for a reason.
Yes, and apparently apparently City fans, I didn't realise this, but Man City fans don't like their stadium being called the Etihad Stadium, because apparently the Etihad is a word used by Manchester United. Apparently.
Well, we mainly call it the empty had, not the Etihad. It's
just like Sunderland, the Stadium of No Light.
Yeah, basically, everyone finds something to troll. It's like, obviously, everyone, when, obviously,
I don't know what they call the
whole
Riverside
theatre
Stadium.
of dreams thing about, like last season, where it was like theatre of dreams, everyone goes, oh yeah, because United, you know, the squad's bored them to sleep and stuff. And to be fair, there is several times where our play has been boring, and that's a lot of the time it's down to the manager's tactics.
And that's why we finished 6th.
Well, I think halfway through, we didn't have the. I blame a lot of that on players like, I think Zlatan wasn't the right choice in sometimes when obviously we needed to push forward and he's not got the pace, and again, as I say, the width. And
yeah, but he's played football for over 20 years. And I mean, it
was a first season. In the league
I mean, Wayne Rooney and Zlatan will probably be coming up to the part where they just can't really be bothered to play and just do their bloody retirement. Zlatan's already retired from the Sweden national team.
Yeah, but Zlatan still wants to win the league. He wants that sort of pedigree where he can say he's conquered it in like certain. So he still wants the league title at United and stuff. He wants that Premier League title. So he still has that heart and desire. He'll never give that up. But he has problems with pace, and passing is. Hold-up play is not always the best, which Lukaku does look a lot better because he's got that pace and stuff. But a problem which wasn't Zlatan's fault, was, again, the width. We have too many players that cut inside and then cross it in. We need players that have the out-and-out, say, on the left side, an out-and-out left-footed winger and an out-and-out right-footed winger. But, you know, someone that can actually cross and challenge the keeper where the defence are heading it towards goal out for corners. We've got more chance of own goals and puts more pressure on it. It's the opposite way around. It's easier and it's harder for the striker to head it backwards towards the goal and stuff. So
what you're basically saying is we need another winger. So what you're saying is basically we need another winger in the January transfer window, because I mean Mkhitaryan's a winger. He's played in the wings, but Martial can play as a winger. But sometimes the thing with players, a lot of times with players who have good skills and good like challenging things to start off with, that the end product. And I'm going to start going into power terms in a minute. So because we have a player called Adama Traore who does loads of lovely skill work and stuff to get past defenders, but the end product, he puts the crosses in and stuff, and they always like go out for goal kick. And not that. He doesn't do good crosses, and that is something that Man United are lacking as well. There's more skill is needed from the United players, and more better end product. Because I mean, last season, well, we just didn't do that well, did we? But this season, we're on fire. And I spoke to an Arsenal fan earlier who's on Xbox Live, guy called King Enzo who lives in Exeter. He said that this season it's going to be battle of probably. He thinks it's going to be battle of which Manchester team wins, because he thinks it's going to be. He says it's going to be either Man City or Man United at the end of the year of who wins it. But let's hope that we can actually do it and not do what we did in 2012, where we won a Stadium of Light, and Man City scored a 94th minute winner and actually took the title off us, which was a bit of a pain. But 2013 we were just running away with it, so we didn't have much choice but to win it, so it was expected of us. Is he still there? Yeah, well, I mean we've done well, but it's the question now. We're top of the league, and we've only had 4 games in. Fourth game is Stoke against Man United, which is this Saturday, which won't be an easy game. Watch out for my match preview on Saturday of that. I might be joined by someone for once, but yeah, it's gonna be. It's going to be a big question of us, big ask of Man United now of question, we're top of the league, 9 points from 9. 9 points out of 9 points. And clean sheet of wins. Clean sheets of not conceding goals either. Question is now, can we keep hold of it to the end of the season? Which, a lot of the times, a lot of people have said that Man United, right, haven't won the title for like, what, 3-4 seasons. Mainly because we haven't... mainly because we always mess it up towards the end. Because we stand at... Oh, you cut out, can't you? Am I? Hold on. Try and get Danny back.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't know what happened there. Yeah, I was just saying...
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just saying about people saying that Man United don't win the titles because they always mess it up towards the end of the season.
Well, last season in particular, we obviously, Mourinho knew that top 4 was out of the question, but he didn't care for top 4, he said. Obviously, if he couldn't win the league, obviously he wanted, to at least win a trophy. So his focus, as soon as the league was out of the way, out of question, his main focus was winning the Europa League, because obviously he knew. So he gave up on that, which is why we finished 6th. You could start seeing the mentality that they weren't trying as hard sort of towards that last little bit of the season. But for the most part, in say third year, for example, United were always the strongest towards the end of the season. It's like from January onwards where you kick on the season. It's usually the start of the season where we start off, like last season we started off actually quite slow, which was the main issue. Like we won the first 3 games last season and then... We've lost Danny. My iPad's died, so I'm gonna have to end the video there. Apologies for the ending. That wasn't meant to happen. I didn't even know I was running out of charge. So it was a bit of a bad end. But never mind. If you enjoyed our chats, do of course like the video, subscribe to my channel, and Saturday I'll find out what Danny's channel is. And I'll see you on Saturday. I'll end you with the last second music. Oh. Yeah, apologies. Sound effect. The sound mainly wasn't that good because my iPad's not that good with sound wise. So apologies for that. But yeah, well, that's it for me. And if I don't, oh god, never mind. And if I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you on Saturday for the match previews, which will be probably 1 o'clock. But anyways, I'll see you later.
Make the ground shake.